is Brandy Whistler. I'm the Director of Sales and Design for Topeka Homes. I've worked for Topeka Homes for 4 years, but this is actually my 6th overall dream home that I've been a part of.
My name is Heather Peterson. I work for Anderson Knight Architects. I'm a project manager, and I've been doing this for about 15 years, and this is the second dream home that I've worked on.
So I would say the first thing that I normally do is send Heather a lot of pictures of what I'm trying to convey, whether it's style of the home or just unique fixtures and features that I want to put in the home. And then I send those to her and we kind of bounce back and forth some ideas of space planning. Then normally I send her some space planning and I say, hey, I'm pretty sure this is about 2,000 square feet. And she says, hey, it's about 2,800 square feet. So then she has to take that large concept and narrow it down to exactly what fits the lot and what fits our budget and what we want to do for the home.
Yeah, so Brandy usually, like she said, sends me the inspiration, and I kind of take it like a client would send us things in a normal project. This many bedrooms, this many bathrooms, this type of space. Essentially, here's my Pinterest board, and then we start to put reality, I think, around it. And some of these lots are more narrow, so we have to work within those ranges, and then meeting the requirements of the St. Jude, meeting the requirements of the subs, and getting all of those parts and pieces to mesh together into the puzzle that has no picture until we give it that picture. So it's just that back and forth process until we've kind of checked all of the boxes. I think since St. Jude builds in so many different areas, they really want to make sure that they are building a home that fits the community. I think as they're driving down the street, they don't want it to stand out, like a sore thumb. They want it to feel integrated. And so just making sure that we are designing the home that meets the immediate surroundings. The size is appropriate, the aesthetic is appropriate, the value of the home is that which fits within the community. So those are the type of things that we really want to make sure we work around.
And I would say to add to that, yes, within those parameters, but we want something that's really memorable and special when people walk through it. So we want to be able to give people things they've maybe never even seen in person. And this is a really great opportunity to do that, because not only does that bring more awareness to the mission when people walk through that incredible home or see pictures of it online or on social media, it just gives the community just something fun to do. Go out and see this really cool home with all these, this year, hidden features and things like that.
Yeah, so Brandy always sends me a really good package of the things on the interior. This is all these cool features we want to make sure we include, but then it is tying the exterior to the interior of the home. We really want the whole thing to look cohesive and thought through and put together and as one unit. And so it looks like one person has designed and thought through both the inside and the outside and put them together. And so once we get that interior concept sort of laid out and generally massaged, then it's moving to the exterior of the home and figuring out, okay, how do we take that into those interior elements and really pull them outside, so when you walk through the space you don't feel like you've walked through a time capsule or something like that. And so sometimes there's some push and pull to get roof lines to work or windows in the right spot or things like that to really make the home completely cohesive. And a lot of times that takes a lot of back and forth. Again, when we talk about the gracious subs that donate materials for the dream home, we're sometimes limited in what we can use or what we can do. So it challenges your creative aspect, and you don't get all of the freedoms to do all of the things that you would normally like to do, but you've given this extra step of working within this more limited scope to really make something really cool, really exciting, and really thought through.
And I would say that we're actually a good working duo because we agree so much on the outside matching the inside, or if you're going with a theme of the home, especially a strong theme like we have this year, we're calling it Moody Art Deco. So if you're going with a specific theme, making sure the inside really is tailored to that theme, not just the spaces and the function of those spaces, but again, bringing that outside. And the thing I love about working with Heather is, I am almost solely focused on form and function, like how does it feel when I am in this space, that sometimes I forget about how what I'm thinking from inside this space affects the outside of this space. And so she's really great at saying, well, if we do that, this affects this window, and that doesn't really give us what we are shooting for on the outside. So I think we're a great team. You know, we have a lot of similarities that are things that are important to us, but we're good at bouncing those different ideas off of each other.
One of the things that's challenging about the dream home is you don't necessarily have that end user, right? You don't know if it's a family or a retired couple or, you know, and so you want to make the home able to be used by all, that whoever wants it is going to be comfortable living there and can adapt it to what their needs may be.
Yeah. So overall, the home's about 2250 square feet. It's 3 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, and then it has an office space, a large entertainer's kitchen with kind of a hidden pantry, which is cool, a large laundry room, and I think what my favorite feature is the laundry room in the primary closet.
You don't have to go very far to deal with your clothes.
Right.
So, for sure. One of the things I really like about being able to do the St. Jude home is, you know, being able to actually design the exterior. A lot of houses this size, we call it contractor spec. It doesn't really have an architectural, you know, craftsman, a mid-century, an art deco. It doesn't have one of those architectural styles, notable ones. And so being able to design to an architectural style, and in this case, sort of a mesh between mid-century modern and an art deco, being able to kind of give that little bit of throwback, but in a modern sense, I think it turned out really well. And honestly, just having that design element was probably my favorite part of designing the home.
So I'm kind of dubbing it this year as like the Houdini home. So we've got tons and tons of hidden features. I want you to be able to walk into a space and not actually know what that space is supposed to be. So to walk into a laundry room and not be able to see the washer and dryer, for it to be kind of hidden and unique, to have even a hidden office space, a hidden bar within an office. Lots of really cool functionality hidden features too. We are doing a really cool pass-through area from the laundry room to the pantry, so people could bring their groceries right in and pass them right into their pantry, along with tons and tons of other features like that, that again are things that people aren't seeing every day. We want to bring some new ideas to this area.
I think one of the other cool things is the parcel drop box. Your package is safe on your porch.
Yeah. So a couple of years ago, before last year's home, Mike Gerpay ran into someone with Anderson Knight, and they had kind of, as a company, been talking about the project and how it would be cool for them to get involved, which I think that says a lot about them as a company, because most of our subcontractors, the second we ask, they're very willing to help. It is a big task to volunteer yourself and be really excited about it. You know, hey, we want to help. How can we help? Do you have an architect on board? If you do, how else can we help? That is kind of how they approach the situation, which again, I think says a ton about their company and their values as a business as well.
I had seen that, you know, Gervais was involved in this, and I wanted to get involved because, again, I know the mission of St. Jude is to help those kids, and if I can offer my talents to help support those kids, why would I not do that? We'd worked with Gervais in the past. We work in the region. A lot of what we do is homes, custom homes, spec homes. You know, this just aligned to so many values and scope of work that, you know, we normally do. One of my passions is homes. I really enjoy working on them. I enjoy working with the clients on their home. This is a little unique that we don't have a particular client per se, but
that's what makes it more fun too.
It does. It makes it more challenging. You want to design the home for a family, you know, maybe a young family or a young professional or an aging, you know, couple or whatever the case may be. And so being able to really work to design that home to meet everybody's needs, but still have all of these unique features and styles and have it be functional is why we got involved. It just sounded like a really fun project, a really great opportunity to be a part of something, be a small part of something that's much bigger.
And it probably makes sense for you guys because you don't just do stuff in Manhattan. You're in Topeka. How far do you guys go?
Yeah, we have stuff in Kansas City all the way to Hayes, even out in Colorado. We've done projects in Wichita, Salina, all over the state and anywhere anybody else needs us to go.
We have lots of people that are going to come together for this. So first of all, it starts with, partnering with a great architect and starting that process that way. But down to, the framers, the tile crews, lighting suppliers, electricians, national sponsors for the dream home, but also these individual subcontractors that have a very specific item that they work on and that they can bring to the table and help the cause. I mean, it's a huge effort, and it takes an entire community, not just the community of Topeka, obviously, because you guys are in Manhattan, but it takes an entire community of people to make this happen so that we can raise funds to help fight childhood cancer. And I think that's what's the most important part, is that, we're bringing this large group of people that would not normally, be on the same project together, and we're introducing them to different subs. You're getting to meet new contacts, but everyone's come together for a specific goal, and that's for St. Jude Children's Research Hospital.
For our story and how we got connected, when I found out that Jude was building the home a handful of years ago, it was like, how can we get involved? One, we had worked with Jude in the past, great partner on different homes outside of that. And then when I found out, obviously St. Jude, like being a parent, you don't want your kid to fall down and get a scraped knee, much less have to sit there and fight childhood cancer. And knowing that this small thing, we're taking our talent and time and treasures, and we are putting it into this one effort, that then that parent doesn't have to worry about. It's one less thing for them to worry about. Taking some of that financial burden off of them is huge. I mean, no parent wants to go through that. No parent wants to see another parent go through that. No human being wants to see a child go through cancer. And so just being able to rally the troops, everybody takes a little bit and gives back to this cause. Why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you help support something like that?
Well, it's fun because I think everyone thinks when they're kids and even adults, they want to do something to save the world, right? We all want to be superheroes, but this is kind of like our unique way to actually start saving the world. I mean, we can see the benefits that come from every house. I mean, every home that we sell raises enough funds for on average about 2 children to go through all of their treatments through St. Jude, which means we're not just affecting those 2 kids. We get to affect their families, their extended families, their communities that are rallying around them. So one home really affects thousands and thousands of people and their mindset. And I just think that's the coolest thing. Working with the St. Jude team directly is amazing. I actually had a really cool pleasure of going to the Builder Summit this year, and it was just life-changing. I mean, there's not a single person that I met that worked for ALSAC that wasn't here because it was their life's mission to make a difference in the world. And it's an amazing experience just to be around that energy. So many people whose sole focus is just changing the world for children. And they bring a ton of that passion when they come here and host events for us. And when they, are reaching out to our subcontractors on our behalf sometimes, it's just a great group of people to be around.
You can tell that the St. Jude team, every action that they do is for the cause. Regardless, they've always got that in the back of their mind, and they're always working hard for those kids, always.
So it's going to be in Topeka again, obviously, and we're going to do it in our new Sherwood Park neighborhood that is right off of 29th Street, just east of Auburn Road. There's a really great community back over there, and we're gonna do it this year. This year's dream home is going to be on a slab rather than a basement, mainly because we're trying to save some costs and make sure that as much money as possible goes to the foundation. Even though the majority of our subs do donate their expertise or whatever they do for the home 100% like Anderson Knight does, there is some hard costs that we are going to have with lumber, concrete, and things like that. So doing it on a slab allows us to take 100% of our subs' efforts and focus it on one level and make sure that we're not overworking our subs and we're not asking too much of them, so that we can really make that one space pop and really great and interesting. I would say the only other piece of information that I want to get out there is this is not just an effort by the subcontractors and us as the builder. It's an effort that we need the community support in, and not just by buying a ticket. There's a lot of other ways that you can support the project. You can go to our construction donation link. Anything that you donate there ahead of ticket sales, it doesn't buy you a ticket, but it does help you contribute directly to the project. We have a very lofty goal of being a zero hero again, which means we did the entire build at zero cost. Jude Homes did it our very first year that we built there. We were actually the only builder to ever do that on their first year building for a dream home. So we really want to do that again, but we cannot do that without the support, obviously, of our subcontractors and our partners, but of the community too. So we really encourage you to go to that link and donate, even if it's $5, $2, $100, whatever you can to help us with the project. That would be great.
I mean, with every dollar going back to St. Jude and helping to support their mission, you know, everybody does a little bit, adds up to a lot.
Yeah.